Hello everyone, it's a big week with economic news. The big issues are the Minister of Finance presenting a third try of the budget to Parliament and President Ramaphosa meeting President Trump at the White House. Both can have economic consequences via the exchange rate. Do people still want to buy South African shares? People still want to buy South African bonds? And in that way, do they still have a demand for rands compared to dollars? It's also important for business sentiment and investor confidence. In terms of the budget, there's not a lot of news about what would happen aside from the fact that there's no VAT rate increase this time around. We know that the minister has to cut some of his spending, and the Bureau of Economic Research estimates that he'll be able to get about 10 billion rands worth of savings compared to the second version of the budget. But he has to revise downwards on his projections for economic growth and his projections for tax income. So there's still around 19 billion rands that he has to finance this year in addition to what was planned earlier. The big decisions for filling the big gaps over the next 3 years will probably be postponed to the medium-term budget policy framework document that gets discussed in Parliament early in November. We'll have to see whether there are any new revenue proposals. There are rumors flying around about a possible increase in the fuel levy, about not making medical credits tax deductible anymore. But there's really very little credible stuff that we know about that we can look forward to and expect tomorrow afternoon. The markets are going to be interested in whether the minister is able to maintain the debt-to-GDP levels that he mentioned in the first two versions of the budget. This process of fiscal consolidation has to continue. In terms of the president's meeting at the White House, again, we want to make sure that we maintain our trade links with the U.S. and that we get U.S. investment into our economy. In both cases, that's the demand for South African goods, services, and assets that we would like to see come from the U.S. There's talk about a possible trade deal, getting Starlink into South Africa, compromising on a number of issues, but it's not clear how much of this meeting is going to be simply about international trade and how much of it is about other issues. We know that President Trump has taken issue with a range of different things in South Africa. If there's any scope to say we agree to disagree on this, we'll have to wait and see. One commentator says that when you think about President Trump, you have to think in terms of the WWE wrestling. Lots of trash talk, lots of shouting, posturing in many different ways. But in the end, you have to keep in mind that it's a spectacle. It's an act designed for viral moments for his supporters. And maybe President Ramaphosa can hopefully lie low, weather the storm, and come back and we'll talk a lot about this in the next video. Stay tuned. Follow, like, share, please. And I'll see you soon on the Economics Weekly.